Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the British Sim Racers Touring Car Pro Series here on Apex Racing TV. My name is Andrew Woodhouse, and I am joined, as usual, by Adam Bath and Alex Simpson from the Summit Point Raceway in the United States. Adam, it's a tight and twisty circuit with a couple of fast straights and overtaking opportunities aplenty.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Summit Point Raceway is a tale of two halves, really, this racetrack. You've got the superly long front straight, and then you've got the tight and twisty bit, the hairpins, and then the quick run to the end of the lap. And it's been quite interesting to watch the drivers in qualifying. They've been hanging around with their teammates, especially the Power Max cars, and they've been helping each other get the toe down the front straight. So that's certainly shown some interesting stuff in qualifying, and I think that's going to carry over to the race as well. Lots and lots of slipstreaming.
Indeed, Alex Simpson, World Championship driver, joins us. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you, guys. Looking forward to this race. Technical track, good opportunity for overtaking into turn one. Should be good.
Got a few special guests as well for you to tell us about today.
Yeah, Rael Fowler, one of them, 2 times peak antifreeze world champion. And his teammate as well, Brian Blackford, also very very accomplished oval driver. So great to see those guys come and have a little play.
Well, qualifying's just coming to an
and attempt to turn right as well.
Yeah.
Oh well, qualifying's just coming to an end. Let's have a look at the drivers' standings coming into this race meeting. Wojciech Savidovic leads the standings by 384 points over Andreas Katz, with David Baker in third, Jamie Rushworth in fourth, and Stelian Chepolewski in fifth. And Alex Malensky is in sixth, with Lee Thompson seventh, John Roberts in eighth, Pete Newman in ninth, Simon Field in 10th. 11th, Ella Stevens, 12th, Paul Smith, 13th, Andrew Whitehead, 14th, Sebastian Job, and 15th, Daniel Hunt. In qualifying, Sebastian Job, almost as usual, is on pole position with Wojciech Savidovic alongside him. Daniel Hunt, who won here the last time we were here back in Season 7, he is third on the grid, with Alex Malensky in 4th position for Laser Tools. That car seems to be improving week on week. 5th, David Baker. 6th, Andreas Katz. 7th, Ellis Stevens, who won the last time we were here as well. So Ellis Stevens, he seems to have got the knack around this racetrack. Daniel Kraft in 8th, Stelian Chepolewski in 9th, and Lee Thompson in 10th. Jamie Rushworth down in 11th, though, Andrew.
Yeah, I mean, it's not usually where we're accustomed to seeing Jamie Rushworth, but he's got some race winners around him as well. Pete Newman, Simon Field are down there. Also, Michael Hall's a very accomplished touring car driver in 15th, just ahead of Al Fowler, and then our colleague Paul Smith. Alex, we've also got a team rebranding to talk about tonight.
Yeah, of course we've lost Oculus, but we now have Leo Bodnar out on track. So yeah, a bit of a rebrand there. Can't say too much about why, but some exciting things coming.
Yeah, that's the cars of Andreas Katz, among others as well. The reigning champion Andreas Katz as well, with the number 1 on his machine. Sebastian Job, Wojciech Savidovic, Adam, that could be quite a good scrap round here. Savidovic, again, he wants those podium credits. He wants to keep racking up those showdown points. He's got a tough ass to beat job round here, hasn't he? Although he just tends to take better care of his tyres.
Yeah, I'm sure Savidovic will be determined to get a race victory. He didn't. I think last time out at Silverstone was the first time he had took a race victory in a race meeting since Virginia International Raceway back in late April, early May. So long time since Savidovic has gone a race meeting without a win, and I'm sure he wants to do that here at Summit Point. Yeah, because he was at race 1 at Silverstone, he was leading the entire race, and then it ended up falling away from him in the closing stages with Adey Kovalopez getting past him. So maybe for that reason he's probably not the best at looking after his tyres, but it's very hard to get away due to the long nature, the long front straight, which is going to lead to the cars up under braking for the first corner. That is probably where we're going to see a lot of the overtaking happening.
Yeah, and there's also that tricky section down into the... very easy, Alex. We saw in the last time we were at Summit Point, drivers missing that corner completely, having to come back on at unusual places to avoid disqualification.
Oh yeah, we've seen a lot of craziness going down into that hairpin in the past. Trying to remember, I think back in the day the GP260 series that we put on, there was cars flying off and through the other side as well. So yeah, it's pretty easy to to go off there. It is very tight and narrow, and sometimes people will try and get a little look up the inside or maybe around the outside into just before the kink as well. So yeah, it's going to be tricky. I expect to see a fair few incidents and a lot of guys coming together there actually. The rest of the track pretty flowing, but what we've been told is turn 1 definitely going to be the favoured place for an overtake. The last corner is quite tricky, so people are probably going to be a bit patient and try and get that run done into turn 1.
Grid may throw up some surprises. Adam, who's your money on, quickly?
I'm probably going to say Daniel Hunt for this first race. He took the race 1 victory back in season 7. I think he'll do it again in this one.
Right, Adam. Daniel Hunt's got some previous success, as has Ellis Stevens around here. Bastian Job, well, he won't have driven around here that often, Alex, but he's still got a chance to win.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think anyone could have a shot in this one.
We're about to find out whose shot is going to hit the target here at Summit Point. Red lights are on. The green light is on. And it's a decent start from Job. Savinovic got a slightly better run. Smolenski's overhauled Hunt already. It's quite a long run down to turn 1. Can everyone make it through safely as Savinovic goes to the outside line? And Job, nice controlled braking. I can hear some contact in the mid-pack. I think Stevens has had an incident.
Yeah, further back, Eckhart von Glan as well. He's off. Looks like the only person who has had an incident in turn 1, and that was before turn 1 as well.
Well, terrible. I predicted Daniel Hunt.
Newman nearly off as he was nearly spun round coming through turn 2.
He
survived it.
We've got a big one. Oh, everybody's
no safety
just
car thrown
about
yet.
Surviving that, I think.
Just Pete Newman, isn't it? And
well,
his teammates.
There was a couple more involved in that
Steve
as well,
Burke.
actually. Laura Bond involved with it as well, I think.
Graham.
So.
Well, at the start of the race, I predicted Daniel Hunt would get the victory, but Alex Smolenski did a fantastic job of getting around the GTM Megacar heading into turn 1, so it's Alex Smolenski in third. However, they have already started to fall back just a little bit from Sebastian Job and Wojciech Savinovic as they head through the final corner to complete the first lap.
Smolenski's won 8 races in his career, so he's no stranger to the top step of the podium. But Alex, he usually wins his races slightly later on in the meeting. He's not normally the fastest guy out there, but he's definitely dragging some pace out of that Laser Tools car in the last few rounds. He's improving that team week by week.
Yeah, I remember him being very quick actually last time we were here as well. Just had some unfortunate incidents and set him back as well. So yeah, he's looking very, very good.
Vidovic thinking about a look at Adam, trying to set him up down for the run down to the hairpin.
Yeah, he's already closed up on him quite a bit. That was all down the front straight really, because he was about half a second behind the Apex Racing TV car going into the final corner. He claws it all back down the long front straight, but in the tight and twisty stuff, it looks like Sebastian Job has got the upper hand on the Engine Oils Direct car. He's already pulled out half a second advantage, and Savinovic is coming under pressure from Alex Smolenski now.
Andreas Katz is in 5th place for Leo Bodner, and we've got to give a shout out to Andrew Whitehead, who's done all the rebranding, he's done all the liveries for that team, so well done to him. Former race winner around here, Alex, as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, big, huge shout out, because it's not just the one car that's always somebody disappeared there for a second and then come back on. Katz has got a run on the GTO Mega car there as well, so looks like a pretty slam dunk move already. But yeah, so
trying to fight back.
There's
on the outside he goes.
Oh.
And can he hold it round the outside? It's going to be brilliant from Daniel Hunt if he can. If he can keep alongside that Leo Bodner car into turn 2, which I think he's still got an overlap, Alex. He might be able to do it.
Yeah, we know the inside line, definitely the favoured one through here, and goes in a little bit deep
through, and he goes wide.
He's going to get an off track, but not a slow down there, so they're still side by side. This is going to go through this tricky left-hander. We know how deadly that can be. Katz manages just to sweep in front.
Hunt's car was sliding around under braking. The rear wheels wanted to break away. This front-wheel drive Kia Optima. Adam is getting tight there between these few cars. Actually, battle for 5th place on the track.
Yeah, Daniel Hunt's just trying to regain his composure after going side by side with Andreas Katz for practically half a lap. The car behind him is the Pinot Media car of Daniel Kraft, who's got another good run. Hunt's having to defend the inside line there as they head down towards the final corner on the racetrack, where it's so important to get a good run, which Daniel Hunt didn't do a lap ago, which allowed Andreas Katz through, and he's already defending the inside line there as they head across the start-finish line. Now we're going to see the slipstream and how beneficial it is. Daniel Kraft is already going to the outside line. He might be trying to get a cut back through turn 1 and try and set up Daniel Kraft in Dan Hunt into turn 2.
Oh, yeah,
he tried to do it, but Hunt managed to hold the inside line.
Got a decent run there, Alex. He saw what Hunt did on the last lap and he thought he wasn't quite far enough alongside, but into turn 2, late on the brakes.
Oh, he's out of control.
Not late enough. Somebody went a bit wide. I think that was Katz. And Stevens and Thompson and Baker are not far behind there.
Hunt's loving that wide line through there. A couple of times he's used that now. Pete Newman media car definitely had a bit of a rebrand as well, so that looks great too. Just to finalise on that point as well, is Andrew's also done the decal layer for every single car out there. It's all had an adjustment as well, so that's huge amount of work that's gone in. So
wow.
Absolutely fantastic job for him as well. I think it's about time we checked in with our NASCAR drivers just for a second.
Indeed, Ray Alfalla, two-time world champion of the Peak Antifreeze series. The only other series that offers the same amount of money, or a similar amount of money that this series does actually, in Slip Angle Motorsports, bringing 2 drivers here. Somebody's been through the gravel at the final corner, and I think it may have been, I'm not sure actually, I think it was Lee Thompson, because Dave Baker is up through the former champion, and actually Daniel Hunt's gone off at the first corner, and he's miles off the track, and actually that's allowed Baker to get a run on Kraft, Thompson to get a run on Kraft. And into turn 2, can Daniel Kraft hold that position? The answer is yes for the time being. But Daniel Hunt...
who's that sliding there? Is that Rushworth? That's Rushworth,
Power Max car off the circuit completely.
Yeah, Jamie, they're getting all kinds of out of shape, just trying to get back into line so he doesn't lose any more places. Very tricky there.
Yeah.
Did we see what happened to Daniel Hunt, Alex? He's down to what I believe is about 11th now, maybe more.
12th.
Yeah, let's just jump it back and just see actually if we can see what went on the replay. Yeah, so we're just looking at the replay now. So coming down the straight, you're right. It was Lee Thompson who went off, and Baker did get the run on him. We're just seeing the evidence of that now. But just looking on board with Daniel going into turn 1 here.
Just outbrakes himself.
Yeah, just outbrakes himself. Just runs wide. Nothing, didn't get hit or anything like that. Just went in way too deep.
Here, battle for 5th continues. Daniel Kraft and David Baker down into turn 1. The volatile element car gets the position on Daniel Kraft, but not for long. Kraft has got the cutback. A fantastic run from the Pinham Media car, but I don't think it's going to be enough. David Baker is clear, so Baker into the 5th place. Kraft down to 6th.
It's very difficult, Alex, to overtake into turn 2. Not a lot of braking zone there. You need to be right alongside if you want to get the move done.
Yeah, absolutely. That's like you said. That's the thing. Is really that's your main opportunity into 1. You just you can defend no matter where you are, whether it's inside or outside as well, just because of the nature of the track with the left-hander afterwards as well. Just very want to check in as well. I was a little bit further back. Brian Blackwood's under a little bit of pressure from Kevin Noon.
Yes.
And he's Brian's actually on the back of Stefan Hoop now.
Yeah,
he's no slouch. So
this is good.
Brian's punching a high level here as well, and we know how quick Stefan is.
This could be a good battle as well. Alfalla is coming under pressure from Rushworth, but he is catching Richard Gore and Paul Smith. So this could all end as Smith was a bit tardy out of that final corner. It looks like Richard Gore's going to have a look into the first corner. Alex, the Apex Racing TV car is on the move. And through he goes.
Yeah, good move there from Richard.
Can he keep it?
He's going to hold on to that, going to pull into the draft of the Pete Newman car. He needs it side by side still. This is what we're seeing. Paul Smith going to try and get the inside line through here. Is Richard going to use that wide area? No, he gives him the room, but it's the place back. It gets a nice little cut back there.
This is going to hold them both up though, and here comes Alfalla. He doesn't know which way to go. They're too wide. NASCAR style, they're heading into the left-hander, and
Richard Gore's just down the inside.
Push comes to shove there, and Paul Smith has to go off.
What a move by Rushworth, by the way, on Alfalla. He just completely... I'm not sure he was under too much control, Alex, when he made that move. You saw the car sliding around. He backed it in like a MotoGP rider.
Yeah, great bit of driving. We know the rear end of these Kias like to step out a little bit off power, and yeah, like you say, backed it in beautifully there. Alfala having a little look on Gore.
It was good driving by Alfala to avoid Rushworth actually as well, because he could have easily turned in on him as well. Rushworth, our former champion as well, and the champion of the Peak Anti-Freeze Series as well, Ray Alfala. So, up to the lead battle, and still Sebastian Job, Adam. He cannot shake Wojciech Savidovic.
No, and we could almost have a 4-car lead battle on our hands with Alex Malensky and Andreas Katz coming to join the action, and Savidovic is a lot closer to Sebastian Job this time around through the right-hander. Just being careful on the brakes, Savidovic. He doesn't want to have a lunge there too early in the race and ruin the brakes and tyres for the end of the race. They're lapping pretty much identical lap times. Last time around, Sebastian Job 1:12.893, Wojciech Savidovic 1:12.856, only a few hundredths of a second in it, and Andreas Katz lapped quicker than both of them. So he is on the move as well, and we could, as I was just saying a few minutes ago, have a 4-car battle for the lead in the final half of this race.
Alfala's just got ahead of Richard Gore. We can see a bit further back as well. The good battle going on for 27th place and back. That's John Roberts, who's got actually ahead of Brian Blackford, with Colin Cunniff just behind. These aren't slow drivers, Alex, down here in the mid-20s positions.
No, I mean we've seen Colin in a lot of different series, and he is extremely fast. So, yeah, people might look at this and think, "Wow, down in 20-odd place here, what's going on?" But these guys are really, really quick throughout the pack here.
John Roberts is 8th in the championship as well. Sorry, Adam.
Battle for third place. Andreas Katz is through.
Sorry, Von Glan's just gone off into the gravel at turn 1 as well. Katz through, so his new livery's making him go pretty quickly, Adam.
Yeah, it's just a simple move down the inside into the beginning of the tight twisty hairpins on the racetrack, and Andreas Katz now through into that 3rd position, and with the lap times that he's setting, it's not going to be long before he's with Joban Savidovic.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do now he's in clear air. It's a very good performance by Smolensky though, Alex. 4th place, Laser Tools. I mean, even if he doesn't get on the podium, he's going to be very pleased.
Yeah, absolutely. Another driver actually who's having good performance is Ellis out here. He's putting a little move onto Lee Thompson at the moment. He's going to have to go around the outside if he's going to make it stick though.
Thompson for Apex Racing TV. Oh, there's contact and off goes Thompson. Stevens, well, I think that was, well, I'm not sure what happened there, really.
I have to say, I mean, let's take a quick look at that back, because for one moment it looked like Lee might have just moved back over a bit too far in the braking zone. Yeah. And, yeah, then they just got stuck together. You know what it's like with these Kias, they just pull each other together. Lee will be furious, I'm sure, with that. But yeah, he definitely drifts back over in the braking zone. Ellis moves as well, just a little bit, and actually they meet each other. So just one of those unfortunate things. Lee, the car ahead, obviously just gets himself turned because the nature of the front wheel drive there.
And it only took the tiniest movement from Lee. Stevens, I think, did move across a bit more than Lee did, but Lee was definitely on a straight path heading into a right-hand corner. So racing incident, I would think. Hopefully nobody gets penalised for that one, as Job, he might have to go defensive, Adam, from Wojciech very shortly.
Yeah, he just had to move across the racetrack just a little bit then. I've just remembered that Andreas Katz needs to try and get as many points as he can get in this first race, because he'll be docked 10 places on the grid for race 2 due to his antics at Silverstone from a week ago. So he's probably going to be going all guns blazing in this first race, and I'm sure he's going to try and nudge his way past Savidovic and Job if he gets up to them. But at the moment, Job and Savidovic are all over each other.
Savidovic is right there, Alex. Where's he going to make this move, if he's going to make it? Because it looks very, very difficult to pass. Job seems to place his car nicely.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that Sebastian's done well all season, and as we picked up on earlier, he looks quite good in the infield section, does Seb, and quite quick out of the corners. But this is probably the closest I've seen Savidovic. He needs to have a good run out of the final corner to have an opportunity as a move into turn 1, but Seb's quick to cover the corner as well.
Got 6 laps left after this one. And Savidovic a little bit wide. He hasn't lost any momentum though. This could be the chance for the Polish driver.
Here we go then, down the front straight. Job defending the inside line. Savidovic is going to move to the outside. Any chance of a dummy happening? No. Job and Savidovic both on the brakes practically at the same time. Savidovic going to try and get the cut back, which he does.
It's
but
through
it's not
on
over
the
yet,
inside.
though. It's not over yet. They're both side by side. Job will, of course, have the inside line for turn 2, and Savidovic knows that, just trying to nudge him over a little bit to the inside line into turn 2. Will Savidovic try and hang it around the outside?
He does indeed. He's through 2 wheels through the gravel. Wojciech Savidovic, that is a brilliant piece of driving, but he's still on the outside, Alex, for the hairpin. Oh, there's contact.
He's off.
And Job's off, and he takes Savidovic with him.
Savidovic somehow escapes contact, but here comes Andreas Katz to spoil the party, and poor Sebastian Job, it just never seems to go his way for him. Even though he gets the poles in qualifying the last few weeks, it just has not worked out for him.
Job's car seems relatively undamaged. Alex, what do you make of that one?
Yeah, it's a tough call. Let's take a little look at that one back and see what we think of. Didn't want to give up on that move.
It's always very difficult through that right-hand kink, though, isn't it? You're braking, and sometimes you're turning right when you're on the brakes for the left-hander. It's very tough, and Katz now has got to run, Adam.
Here he comes, and Savidovic, I don't know whether he's... I don't think he got any damage in the contact with Joe, but let's see. But because he's under pressure from the 2-time champion Andreas Katz. Savidovic, of course, has won a championship as well back in season 6, and he's aiming to do that here. But here comes Andreas Katz, who's definitely got the upper hand. One lap and he's going for the inside, and Savidovic just to cut across. I thought they were both up there.
Smolensky's coming now.
Here he comes.
Smolensky's got the best run of them all. Down towards the hairpin. Does he have a chance now? Alex Smolensky, the man driving for Laser Tools.
Into the hairpin. Savidovic just keeping it all calm, trying to regain his composure after that contact at that exact spot a lap ago. Now we're going to see Andreas Katz try and gain the positions through this right, left, right S's section of the circuit. Savidovic, he's just put a few car lengths on them, but I'm sure as we head onto the front straight, Katz and Smolensky will be right with him.
We'll stick with this battle, but just to let you know, Ray Fowler's gone up to 13th place. He's having a decent run in his debut in this series. Robert Plumley's had a really good race as well so far.
Yeah, Michael Hall
to 16th.
Mike Hall also debuting in a 11th place as well. So
yeah, for Pete Newman Media there.
Yeah, great race from him. There's a few other little battles. Lee Thompson working his way back up. He's in 18th place now, closing in on Scott Malcolm ahead of him. But we'll stick with this this top 3 battle for the moment.
Alex, Peter Newman Media's always is already a strong team, but the addition of Michael Hall as a reserve driver just makes it even better. It's arguably the best lineup in BSRTC.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a few teams now that have got a lot of strength in depth, and you know when they bring out their reserves, so I think it's going to be difficult to catch those.
Well, Michael Hall's a champion in another series that he runs in, Adam. And when he's a reserve driver, you know you've got yourself a good squad.
Cut you off. Stanimir Zuzov and Andrew Whitehead side by side, going into the left-hander. Close. Whitehead just goes around the outside.
Yeah. Great late braking by Whitehead. He's a former winner on this circuit. As we said, I believe that was in season 7.
Yes. It is.
And he is up from 24th on the grid to now 21st place. So he's not really gone massively anywhere really in this race, Andrew, but he's plugging away, and now we'll see what sort of pace he's got in that engine oil direct car.
While he was able to get the race win in race 2, I do believe, as a result of the reverse grid, and he's perfectly positioned inside that reverse grid eligibility zone. And the last few race meetings we've had quite high numbers, so maybe this week it's the turn of the mid numbers like 19th, 20th and 21st to get on to pole position. So Andrew Whitehead currently sitting in a great position to get reverse grid pole.
Sorry, and you're on about the reverse grid as well. Colin Cunniff is now having a move on Brian Blackford. That's for the last reverse grid slot. I was about to say how Blackford had managed to get himself into that position, but Colin Cunniff is the privateer trying to go up the inside of Blackford. Blackford trying to hang it around the outside, using that long run, trying to get that momentum. Alex like using the high side on a 1.5 mile oval, but he's not managed to do it this time. Cunniff is through. And he's gone wide, so Cunniff's not going to be through for long, I don't think.
Not very punishing is the gravel through there. We saw that with Svidovic, actually. He was able
punished.
to... yeah,
he's punished Colin enough there.
just enough to hold on to.
And you can see in the background Kaiser's making a move as well, and that was.
Kaiser also had a penalty, didn't he? He had a back.
That's a lap car,
back
I
of the
think.
grid.
Pete Newman, isn't it? But Pete Newman and Laura Bond both a lap down, 34th and 35th places. So Kaiser up to 28th, and he will be chasing down Blackford very shortly. The gap at the front is 7/10 of a second between Savidovic and Katz, with Smolenski about half a second behind them. Then it's a 3-second gap to David Baker, who's got 2 seconds on Daniel Kraft. So it's all pretty much spread out at the front. I think the real battles are a little bit further back. We've got actually Ellis Stevens and Daniel Hunt, both 7th and 8th places, Adam, as Stevens all over the curve down towards the hairpin.
Yeah, Daniel Hunt might pick to win the first race, and obviously that hasn't worked out. Obviously, I haven't got the same amount of luck as I did last week, but he's all over the Power Max car now. It's very hard to overtake through that S's section. That's really going to be the part of the racetrack where the cars set each other up. We're about to start, I do believe, the final lap of the race, and Daniel Hunt has just dropped a few tenths of a second back now, so it's going to be hard for him to get a run. But if Ellis Stevens makes a mistake for this final corner, he's going to be right with him. Let's see how they do now.
Sorry, I was just having a look at another couple of battles going on as well. Just while you're saying that, Janowski and Richard Gore, and just behind them Robert Plumley and Lee Thompson fighting it out ahead of Scott Malcolm. So it's very tight all the way through this field. That's the quality, Alex, of this Touring Car Championship.
Yeah, exactly. There's been some great battles, and battle that we were just looking at a moment ago, Brian Blackford, Colin Cunniff as well. Brian got the run back, so he's back in the reverse grid positions with just one lap to go.
He just closes the door on Cunniff into the last corner.
But Cunniff's got a good run.
Cunniff's got a great run out of the final corner, Adam. Can he take the American here?
He'll be listening to his spotter, I'm sure, but Cunniff's going for the inside line. Will Blackford be wise to this move and try and get the cut? He's nudging
he's all over the place.
He's going to swoop around the outside, but there's a bit of contact there.
It's Cunniff on the side door as Blackford trying to get the car almost a Scandinavian flick into the corner. Now he's going to be under pressure from the Dutchman, Jeroen Kaiser, in the engine oil direct car. Kaiser, one of the league admins and very, very quick driver himself.
Here comes Svidovic.
We're in the final corner. And Wojciech Savidovic, he didn't take a race victory at the last race meeting at Silverstone, but he takes the first race here at Summit Point with Katz in second and Smolenski in third.
Well, that's put that little statistic to bed, Adam. He won't go 2 race meetings without a win. Dan Kraft just beat Steve Hefford. What an effort from Hefford to finish 6th. And then Stevens in 7th ahead of Hunt. Then it's Job in 9th. And Stelian Chepolevsky, we didn't mention him once, Alex, in 10th.
No, still in pretty quiet race. I mean, for a driver that's normally in and around the mix, just goes to show the level of competition in that field today. It's so close out there. Drivers still coming across the line as well.
Oh, Blackford and Kaiser side by side to the line. Drag race.
Who's going to get it? 26th.
And 27th or
7th.
27th, yeah, for Blind Blackford, and I think Kaiser might have just let him by at the end. They were side by side on the run to the line, but it looked like Kaiser pulled out of it.
Colin Cunniff is in the 26th place.
Yeah, and Stefan Hoog, 35th to 20th. We showed at Silverstone his comeback from last place. That's a great comeback from him.
Rob Graham just beating Steve Richardson to the line as well. 30th and 31st. And we've also got a battle, well, we had a battle between Pritchard and Walker on the last lap as well, and I don't know if there was any blows there between the two of them, but Walker comes across 2 seconds in front. Alex, you know this from the World Championship, everyone pushing each other to do better. That's definitely what's happening here, isn't it, in our series? It's much stronger than it was 3 or 4 seasons ago.
Hugely more competitive. I mean, I just think back to when we first started covering the series. Drivers sat in sort of 20th place right now. Stefan Hoog, way down there. He was fighting at the very front, week in, week out. So
yeah, I mean, he did have a penalty, I think, or he didn't take part. He didn't take part in qualifying, I don't think, Hoog. But it's such a. When you see race winners throughout that field, and you see former World Championship Grand Prix Series driver like Lee Thompson in the middle of all that field, and Jeroen Kaiser's a race winner down in 28th. Steve Richardson's a race winner down in 31st. It's amazing the quality of the field, and I say they are just Adam pushing each other just to get better and better every week, better setups, smoother driving, helping each other to look after the tyres, and It's just making great entertainment for us.
Yeah, and we never see the same winner. I don't think in any of the race meetings this season, I'll have to check the stats to confirm this, I don't think we've had a repeat winner in the race meetings, and that's something we've had the last few seasons, but the competition this season is so open, battling over that huge sum of prize money after all, and it is providing some fantastic racing and some mixed up grids, and that's what's allowing the championship to continue to change every single race meeting. The fact that we've got such variety in the race results. Well, let's run you through the race results from the first race meeting of the evening. Wojciech Savidovic took the win. I thought he wasn't after the contact with Sebastian Joe because Katz looked to be right with him, but in the end the gap between them was 1.1 seconds. Alex Malensky in third, with David Baker in fourth and Daniel Kraft in fifth. Steve Hefford in sixth, with Ella Stevens seventh. Daniel Hunt in eighth. Sebastian Job in ninth after starting on the pole in 10th. Stelian Chepelevsky 11th. Michael Hall. 12th, Jamie Rushworth. 13th, Ray Alfala from 16th on the grid. So a gain of 3 positions. That's a good first race from him. 14th, Julian Janowski. Richard Gore in 15th. And then the cars that are eligible for the reverse grid. 16th, Robert Plumley. 17th, Lee Thompson. 18th, Scott Malcolm. 19th, Paul Smith. Stefan Hoog in 20th. 21st, Andrew Whitehead. 22nd, Kevin Noon. 23rd, Stanimir Zuzov. 24th, Jay Wright. 25th, John Roberts. Colin Cunniff rounds out the reverse grid placings with Brian Blackford in 27th, Jerome Kaiser 28th, Eckhart von Glan in 29th, and Robert Graham in 30th. And of course, Andreas Katz in that, I presume, well, we'll just wait to see what the organisers do regarding his 10-place grid penalty.
Now, no matter where the reverse grid goes, Alex, and you're going to get the magic dice for us very shortly, we will have these drivers in consecutive order: Ray Alfala, Jamie Rushworth, Michael Hall, Stelian Chepelevsky, Sebastian Job, and Daniel Hunt. And Ellie Stevens, who's a 2-time champion, all in a row. That could be an absolutely explosive second race.
Yeah, what can I say? Huge amount of competition there, and just to see where the dice is going to roll, because it could favour anyone. I mean, drivers in and around that in the zone as well. There's a lot of drivers that are capable of winning that race as well. So if they get a pole position start, wow.
Well, it could be Lee Thompson as well, because I don't believe he's won a race yet, has he, this season?
I don't think he has, no.
So he could try and get his first win, maybe with a favourable grid spot. Paul Smith hasn't won since Bathurst a couple of seasons ago. Stefan Hoog, a former runner-up, in 20th. Kill the suspense, Alex. Let's find out who's going to be on pole.
Okay, let's do the 3 dummy rolls. First up, we had 21st, followed by 17th. 17th again. Pole position is going to go to 25th, almost a full grid.
John Roberts onto the pole position with Jay Wright alongside him. Stanimir Zuzov in 3rd. Kevin Noon in 4th, and Andrew Whitehead in 5th place. So that we could be on for. Well, curse of the commentator. Here we go. Andrew Whitehead to take.
You've done it already.
Yeah, right. Well, I did it before I even said it. Andrew Whitehead taking a race 2 victory again. Who knows what could happen though? But then again, I did say Dan Hunt would win.
It's very possible that he could do. I mean, good drivers around him. Those Zuzov, Noon, Wright, Roberts. Roberts is 8th in the championship, Alex, and we mentioned just before we went on air that it's his consistency that's really doing that. But now he's got a front of the grid start. He's got a great chance to put up a great haul of points for the AM category and for the main championship.
Yeah, I think you're right, exactly. I mean, he's doing well in the overall championship, and he's, like you say, he's leading away in the AM at the moment, so just keeps chipping away, doesn't he? Week in, week out, getting those points, and he's going to be there at the end of the AM. I mean, the AM prize money's not worth sniffing about here, is it? I mean,
no, I mean, definitely not. I mean, Roberts is not a great qualifier. I mean, he actually went 0.2 of a second quicker in the last race than he did in qualifying. So if he can sort his qualifying out and maybe take 1 second off his qualifying times every week, I think he's got a great chance of making it into the showdown. Still over half the season to go, Adam, though. That sounds ridiculous to say that after 40 races, but it just proves, you can't lose your concentration for a week or two because there's a long way to go.
Yeah, and the organisers continue to add rounds. I think we're up to nearly 100 races in the championship. And we started the season back in March. It's now the beginning of July, and we're not even at the halfway point yet. So still a long way to go. And of course, the showdown will close everything up as well before the end of the season. And just to clarify your stat, Lee Thompson, his best finish is second twice. So he's still yet to take his first victory in the season. Currently sitting 7th in the standings.
Still got a very good chance, Alex, from there. You're the team principal of Apex Racing TV as well, doing double duty. Lee's got a good shot from there, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Just needs to have a clean race. I think that's really pretty much what boils down with the Apex guys. Just always seem to get themselves into some sort of trouble somewhere, whether it's their fault or not. Just a racing incident. I think it was just a bit of hard luck really today. Generally just seem to be the team that gets caught up in everything.
Right, and with that, well, Adam mentioned the showdown at the end of the season. We've got a showdown coming in race 2. So we'll be back very, very shortly here on Apex Racing TV for round 2 from Summit Point in West Virginia.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Welcome back to Summit Point. It's race 2 of the evening here from West Virginia. Andrew Woodhouse, Adam Bath and Alex Simpson with you, bringing you the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, presented by Engine Oil Direct. Adam, it was a great race. First of all, race 1, usually a little bit tame, but this one was really, really excellent, and it ended with Wojciech Savidovic on top.
Yeah, Wojciech Savidovic had a great battle with Sebastian Joe, but unfortunately there was a bit of contact between the two of them, and then Savidovic ended up taking the victory, but he did have to withstand some pressure from Andreas Katz for the second half of the race, and in the end he managed to take a victory by 1 second. But race 2, once again different. We got more drivers starting at the front of the grid. When I get my race 2 grid up, I will run you through it, but once again, we've seen the last few races though a trend where we see the lead drivers coming through and joining the action towards the very end, and that is something we're going to have to watch out for.
Indeed. And Alex Simpson, welcome back, mate. I believe there's some exciting news for you to share with everyone.
Yeah, there is indeed, and we said there was a reason why some of the liveries were being changed, and we can officially announce it on air now that this series, so the British Sim Racers Touring Car Pro Series, has been given 19 48-minute slots to broadcast on Motors TV. So that will happen from Laguna Seca. So amazing news. Big shout out to the guys that are going to be working on the highlights package for those races. So that's Lee Thompson, James Nash, Alex Marshall, amongst some others. Of course, we're doing a little bit of stuff behind the scenes, and we have been for the last couple of races. Big shout out to the guys that have got that organised as well. So your league admins, as Jay Wright as well. I think Pete Newman's in there helping out as well. So there's a lot of people behind the scenes organising all this, and iRacing have got behind us, give us the go ahead as well. So it's awesome news, and the broadcasts are going to start from middle of August through all the way to middle of December. We're not sure on the actual time of they're going to air at this particular point, but we'll get the rest of the series on there all the way up to the closing rounds.
And we will bring that information to you as soon as we can. It's been so difficult actually to keep this information from everyone, and we so eagerly wanted to tell everybody and tell the drivers and tell you, the viewers, as well, watching us every week, that now you'll be able to catch us on your big screen TVs as well. Adam, amazing news for this series and the exposure that this championship warrants, I think.
Well, back in season 5 when I started covering this championship, it wasn't in my wildest dreams that the championship would end up on Motors TV, and there you go, we're going to be covering practically the second half of the season all the way through to December. We'll get to see the showdown to the championship, really, and the climax to see who is going to win, really the first in this new format for the championship, and it's going to be some intrigue behind it as well. So fantastic announcement. I can't believe it's really happened, and let's hope we get some great racing over those 19 race meetings so we can have a fantastic run into the end of the championship.
Of course, just to remind any new viewers that we've got here tonight, and some of the old ones that may have forgotten, these guys are battling it out for a share of a prize fund of $10,000. Is the largest independent league prize fund, Alex, in iRacing, possibly in sim racing.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I think in sim racing, nothing even comes close. The only, the two official series, the iRacing World Championship Series, and the Peak Antifreeze Series, they're the only ones that. Salary. Yeah, they're the only ones that offer more. But yeah, for an independent league, this is by far the most. Just amazing.
Yep, and
well, let's take you through the grid for the second race quickly. John Roberts is on the pole with Jay Wright second, Stanimir Zuzov in third, Kevin Noonan fourth, Andrew Whitehead in fifth, Stefan Hoog in sixth, Paul Smith seventh. 8th, it is Scott Malcolm. 9th, Lee Thompson. 10th, Robert Plumley. 11th is Julian Janowski. 11th, Richard Gore. 12th, Julian Janowski. 13th, Ray Alfala. 14th, Jamie Rushworth. 15th, Michael Hall. 16th, Stelian Shepelevsky. 17th, Sebastian Jobe. 18th, Daniel Hunt. 19th, Ellis Stevens. 20th, Steve Hefford. 21st, Daniel Kraft. 22nd, David Baker. 23rd, Alex Smolensky. 24th, Wojciech Savidovic. And over to you for the start, Andrew.
Green, green, green.
The green light is on for round 2 of the evening at Summit Point, and it's all going to ball up at the start. As through into the lead goes Jay Wright, immediately past John Roberts, who's got quite a poor getaway off the line. And Janowski's in behind Roberts in towards turn 1. And can Jay Wright go round the outside on Roberts? Roberts makes it stick, and everyone else looks like they have made it through turn 1 there. Stephen Berg is the last car through. It's Simon Fielder's last car through in 37th place. In fact, the
car's off. Daniel Hunt and a whole
crash
of
of the
others.
safety car is called.
One of the oval drivers, Ray Alfala.
Ray's around.
With not a lot
Richard
of damage on that car, so it looks like it didn't hit anything.
William Pritchard, Simon Field.
Richard and Richard Gore possibly as well.
Well, let's just see what happened. I think Ray Alfala was the car that started all of it.
No, he wasn't. We just caught the tail end of it. There's somebody already side by side. We will focus on Ray. Those see exactly
it was
what
one of the Apex
happened.
cars. It was Sebastian Job who lost it.
Sebastian Job on
Pesky
the
Apex cars.
Oh no, it wasn't Sebastian. Sorry,
they're
that's
3 wide in turn 1 as well.
Richard
Looking
Gore.
at this back.
It was
Sorry,
Richard.
it was Richard Gore who lost it into Alfala, and then Hunt. Hunt
the same
was the one
time,
who went flying off.
At the same time, Hunt got hit. Oh no, his teammate Stelian Chepelevsky got hit by Pete Newman Media car, and I think they both got sent into Daniel Hunt, which sent him hard into the tyre barrier.
Yeah, Daniel Hunt went miles off the track, Alex, there, and looked like Richard Gore. Did he just lose it? Did he get a wheel on the grass?
Yeah, he went a bit wide, and he was on the gravel, and then come back on, spinning, unfortunately, in front of the traffic. And the first person to arrive on the scene was Ray. So don't know how much damage he's got in the car. He will be able to. Oh, everyone's checking up as well.
A bit of
still
side,
still on
bit of
replay
side
here.
damage, Alex. I think Alfala, but I don't think he's got anything
Yes.
that would affect the handling.
As we jump back live, he's decided that he's not going to pit in. So who has come in? Robert Graham's gone in, had a stop. William Pritchard has as well, and so's Daniel Hunt. Daniel had to do an actual tow back as well. So he's going to be there for a little while. Might get out before the pace car comes around. So he should still maintain his position on the lead lap. But yeah. That's just what people like Roberts wants, really, doesn't it? So it just cuts the race length down a little bit more.
And this is a challenging track, Alex, as well. It might not, it's part of the free content. Some people underestimate this circuit as a challenge, but really, there's not a lot of margin for error here, is there?
Actually, there is no room for error here. It's so easy just to dip a wheel onto the grass and just lose the back end. And I've seen that in plenty of other series as well, and when I've been trying to drive it. So those guys must remember from the Mazda Cup days when you're in rookies trying to pace around here. It's so easy, and when somebody makes a mistake, like just what happened there with Richard, to avoid the incident, I remember a particular rookie race back in the day for myself, charging through the pack. I was up to second, charging the leader down, and he lost it exactly like Richard there, and I could have cursed because there's just no way of avoiding it. It's just all too late. There's just not enough track. I tried diving off the track, and it just still crunched them. So
cars coming into the pits, Alfala, Gore, I believe, and
Gore. Ray will get a repair.
Steve Richardson as well is in. So
did Ray remember to untick his tyres? No, he didn't.
Well, he'll get some new rubber then.
Yeah, maybe he wants just left sides.
Oh dear, that'll be no good at all.
Yeah,
it might be all right round here actually.
He's doing both tyres. I'm just taking the mic.
Ray Alfala's in the wars there. He's
Dan Hunt's out as well.
Got his BSRTC initiation. Adam, we go on about these tracks. Have a lot of runoff area and don't punish the drivers enough. That can never be said about Summit Point Raceway, can it?
No, and it's exactly the same as Virginia International Raceway where we were a few weeks ago. Me and Alex were watching the fact that the grass is so slippery on the exit. I don't think it's the same really here, but once you touch that, you are often practically into the tyre barriers, and it's great to see a line of green surrounding every single corner we go to, and a gravel pit as well, even though it's probably not as effective as it should have been. But
it does make you concentrate, doesn't it? And it doesn't make you think, oh, and Alex knows this from the World Championship as well. A lot of people take quite creative interpretations of the track limits, and you cannot do that here, can you?
Yeah, no, exactly that, and you're right, and they do as well. Everybody does when they've got the opportunity to run wide and not worry about it too much. You know, Spa, people moan about Spa having the off tracks and things like that, but you only get an off
Don't
track,
go off the track then.
When you're off the track. So, you know, back in the day, that would have been a sandpit or something like that, and you wouldn't have been coming out of there. And actually, this brings me to a point that I don't know if a lot of people would have seen, but Sebastian put a post in the feature section to make the gravel like gravel, so it actually slows you down, like what we've seen earlier on, where people have skimmed through the gravel and hold on to their position. That won't happen, so jump on the features section and give that a vote, because we need to see that as well.
Here we go then.
Alex, and John Roberts is going.
He's already got quite an advantage, 9.9 of a second over Jay Wright. But the battle for third and fourth is on, because Andrew Whitehead is definitely in the wheel tracks of Stanimir Zuzov in third as they come down the front straight. Paul Smith looking to the inside and hard onto the brakes into the first corner. Who's that?
Smith.
Kevin Noon round the outside, trying to go around the outside of Smith as well.
Yeah, that's a couple of Yorkshiremen going at in there. Paul Smith, Kevin Noon, and Paul Smith goes through. So Smith up into fifth position as Whitehead loses it, and just about regains his composure as Janowski goes across the gravel in the background. Zuzov following Jay Wright down into the hairpin. Noon! Oh, a couple of wheels on the grass for Kevin Noon, but he's got it stopped, and he's got it inside the car of Paul Smith, and he's through, Alex. Excellent. Oh, and Janowski's been punted there by Rushworth, yes. So our former champion there doing just slightly removing Janowski out of the equation.
Yeah, and Janowski's fallen miles back as well, just
and
having a battle between Hall and Sebastian Job here as well. Job on the outside.
Oh, you don't want to do that. That was Daniel Kraft having a look on his teammate. You don't want to be that risky. 3 wide here at Summit Point. Off goes Hall, and it didn't really hurt him too much, Alex, did it? That's to your point there.
Yeah, that was Job that was off actually.
Sorry, Job, yes.
But yeah, you're right. It didn't really slow him down at all there, where normally that would have been 3 or 4 places lost there. So
there's Blackford there as well.
To get the position. Oh, almost 3 wide as well, going into turn 1. Kraft gets that position. Maybe Job's going to have the inside. We've seen this happen just the last race with him and Smolenski.
Oh, 2 cars off in front. Whitehead car and Whitehead. So that's Lee Thompson and Andrew Whitehead. Thompson has just had absolutely no luck yet again.
Let's have a quick look at that back on replay, see if we can see what happened.
Yeah, again, he's been taken out.
Where's Whitehead was quite a way in front, like 4 cars ahead, really, so I'm not sure quite what's gone on there.
Oh, he's had an accident with Noon.
Oh, yeah, exactly. There was an issue. 2 cars going off. They're up the inside, and they just collected Lee. He'll be gutted.
It's a good job that sim racing, Alex, because they went right through that tree. that was placed. Who puts a tree there? I'm not sure, but nevertheless, Whitehead, former winner here, he won't be winning this one.
Battle for second. Sure. Well, that's curse of the commentator. There we go.
That's your fault. Roberts.
Hold my hands up.
Roberts is flying though, Adam. 1.3 seconds.
Yeah, just holding on. Oh, he is. He's holding on by quite a bit over the second place car of Jay Wright with Stanimir Zuzov in third. Zuzov's quite close to Jay Wright's car, though. He could set his sights on him if he gets any closer. In fourth is Paul Smith. Fifth, Scott Malcolm, who's coming under increasing pressure from Jamie Rushworth. And in fact, I expect the season 4 champion through in the not too distant future, and he's got a run coming on out of the exit. Could there be a move on into the hairpin?
Robert Plumley as well, keeping a watching brief. I was watching his YouTube channel earlier on. He likes to broadcast his onboard cameras. Saw his one from race 3 in Silverstone. Very, very entertaining indeed. And Plumley's going to be showcasing some good action here as he's in 7th place at the moment, just ahead of Sebastian Job. But Alex Job, well, he's got a chance here on the Plumley if you can get a run, but also Rushworth's got a chance on Malcolm for 5th place.
Yeah, going into the final corner, looks like he's got that move done. Malcolm might get a
Malcolm's
run
got
back.
a good
though.
run.
If he comes, will Rushworth? I think it's too late for Rushworth to come over. Yeah, I think it is now. And
Can't close the door on him. And look at Plumley and Job with a bit of slipstream as well. They're going even faster into turn 1. Don't miss your braking point, boys. Plumley fighting on the inside of Job, and he's muscling him out to the outside of the track, the volatile element driver.
Speedovic and Blackford as well, also into turn 1. Exactly the same move from those guys. So, these guys just side by side. That's
and
Plumley
Stephen
and
Burke's
Joe.
off. Stephen Burke was off at the back as well. He's lost about 7 or 8 places. He's lost places to Alfala, Newman, Gore, Noon, Graham and Richardson. So
and Zuzov as well, having a good battle.
round the outside.
Zuzov, this is for second place.
Two wheels.
Right over the curb, and he clobbers Zuzov. But Zuzov survives it and lives to fight another day, and he lives to get a good run out of that second to last corner. Adam, he might make the move into the last corner. It would be difficult for him.
He's looking down the inside, they're alongside into the final corner, hard on the brakes, but I think J. Wright has the line, but not for long.
No, he doesn't. Zuzov
and
has
here
the
comes
line,
Smith.
but he's got to cover Smith off. Smith's going to make it 3 wide, the Yorkshireman.
Here they go, trying to go 3 wide down the front straight. That's not going to work, surely. He's going to try and have a look though. Smith down into the first corner. Zuzov on the inside line, right on the outside. Hard on the brakes. They're all going to outbrake each other. No, they don't. Sandomir Zuzov through into second just, and now Paul Smith is going to try and snatch third as well.
Andreas Katz has just taken 19th from Colin Cunniff under braking into turn 1.
Rushworth just flew past Smith there. I don't really know what happened with Smith. It seemed like he had a massive slowdown or something there. Jamie just comes flying in there through that left-hander, gets that move done. It just looked effortless.
Rushworth now putting a lot of pressure onto Wright, and Wright's got to hold his line through this tight section. Rushworth can't really get through here, Adam, if Wright just takes the correct line.
Yeah, and
but he might make it through into the second to last corner. Right,
yeah,
this is where defend from him, I think.
This is where we saw the fireworks a lap ago, and Rushworth on the inside. Not as alongside as Zuzov was. Round.
Brilliant from Jay Wright. That
Jay
was
Wright's
fantastic.
going to hold it out, and Rushworth, I thought that was going to be quarter panel there, but
Jay Wright carried so much speed there, Alex.
Yeah, great move, and Sebastian's just trying to keep in the slipstream of Jamie. Jamie decides he's going to duck to the left there for the turn. Doesn't want Sebastian to get
he's got the inside.
Oh, we've got a spinner. That's Laser Tools car around.
Malcolm spun, and Rushworth and Wright. Wright, is he going to try and keep the place? No, it's very difficult to do so, and he gives up third. And is he going to give up fourth now to Job? It's looking likely. Adam down into the hairpin.
Joe Brown the outside. This is where he went off in race 1, but he's able to sweep round Jay Wright.
Oh, crash at the back there. Plumley has been hit by Dan Kraft, I think, and both of them off into the tyres.
Yeah, it's Kraft.
Don't cut the course there, Robert. You'll get disqualified.
Yeah. How many people have we seen do that?
You've got to go. I think Baker was one of them. I think actually, I can't remember who it was last season who did that. It was hilarious. I just can't remember who it was. And I tell you what, the man who's loving this though is John Roberts. 4 seconds in front. But
Yeah,
Rushworth's just got past Zuzov, Adam.
Yes, he has.
Can he keep it?
All side by side and down the straight, and Zuzov had the inside.
Job.
Here comes Job to get both of them. This could be interesting here. We've got 8 laps to go in this race.
Oh, and Zuzov's
down
going
the
to miss
inside.
his braking point hugely.
Surely. Rushworth,
and he's going to lose both these positions now.
Rushworth now is going to be on the inside for turn 2, but he's got Sebastian Job on the outside.
And now this is going to be, can they catch John Roberts? Half a second a lap. You would think it's possible, Alex, now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it's whether
Unless
or
they
not
knock each other off.
I wonder if Sebastian will settle in just until they catch Roberts or not. It looks like Plumley's had enough as well.
Since when does Sebastian settle for anything?
No, true.
Seems to always want to push on, and he's nearly clipping the back of Rushworth's car. He's going to try and force his way through around the tight right-hander, but then into the S's section. Like we said, there's no way through there. What John Roberts needs to do now, Adam, is not look at his relative, not see how far in front he is, and that gap diminishing. He needs to just focus on his race.
Smith is catching up on Wright as well. Just 0.2 of a second between them. I get the feeling Smith's going to try and make a move.
Hall's right there as well, Adam, in 7th. But it looks like Rushworth now is under a lot of pressure from Job into turn 1. Can Sebastian make the move? He comes to the inside line. Is he going to be late enough on the brakes? The answer is no.
But Rushworth's off. Oh no, surely. How did he stop the car there?
He's gone very wide, though. He had to brake defensively to keep Sebastian Job behind. And then just in front of them, just behind them, you've got Michael Hall's going to come up the inside of Hefford into turn 2, and is he going to take the position away? Michael Hall for Pete Newman Media, reserve driver. It's his first race of the season. Second race of the season, Alex, sorry. First meeting.
Yeah, he gets that move.
And, that's a lapped car, yes. Savidovic and Hefford following through past Janowski, who's well down, I think.
Just looking at the lap times, nearly 9/10 of a second. The lead was cut from on the last lap, and that is with Rushworth and Sebastian fighting as well. So I think there's no question that they'll catch him. It's just who's going to be the first one there.
Job's got a tremendous run now. Adam down the inside into 1. What can he do under braking?
Here we go. Well, let's find out. Rushworth on the outside for this turn 1. He keeps his line, and Job, I think, is going to clear him off of turn 1. Maybe not, actually. No, Rushworth's still there, but Job cuts across and stops the attack from Rushworth, but Rushworth could try and lunge it down the inside of turn 2. That's not going to work, I don't think. So Sebastian Job through into second place. Could this be redemption for race 1?
Well, he didn't get a great exit there, Alex, out of turn 2. Job's going to be braking slightly offline for the left-hand hairpin.
Cat's just put a move on Scott Malcolm as well to move himself up into 11th place. Just saw that on your screens right now.
Cat's making his way forward from 34th on the grid up into 12th. Excuse me, up into 12th. Hey.
Colin Conniff and Ray Fowler
they're resuming their battle.
I was about to say, they're back on track together as well. So Ray up to 20th after having to pit for repairs. And,
actually, that was Blackford and Conniff, wasn't it?
It was,
in the first race.
Just ahead of these guys, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. Simon Fields having a little look on Blackford now up the inside into the final turn. Blackford perhaps just breaks a little bit early. Let's Field get the run. Field drifts out wide.
A nice
Blackford's
cutback, Brian, though.
Yeah, like you say, going to get a great cutback here. Ducks back into the slipstream. Is he going to get enough of a run to pull alongside into this braking zone? Doesn't want to risk it.
No is the answer.
Actually, Field goes a little bit wide, so maybe Brian's going to get an opportunity for a move on this tricky left-hander. Collins waiting just to see what these guys are going to do.
And Alfala as well. So, and we know the thing is, Alex, when you're quite an accomplished oval driver as well, Alfala will know just to stick behind a few guys in case they wreck. It's a common thing, isn't it? It can happen.
Yeah, absolutely. I think. Oh, look how close those three are as well. Basically pushing each other around the hairpin.
Simon Field, who's won races out of in this series before, if he can find his way through, he might be able to escape and go after Steve Walker.
Pete Newman as well, closing in on the back of these guys as well. So we've got like a 6-car pack here now.
So we've got two slip angle motorsports cars, 2 Newman
Yep, down the inside
cars.
goes Simon Field on Jay Wright, but Jay Wright's going to go around the outside. We saw him do that earlier in the race.
Blackford's thinking about making it 3 wide as well.
Oh, be careful, Field. He had an incident in race 1.
Nowhere for Brian Blackford to go, though. He's boxed in. Oh, maybe a bit of room's coming now, but he's braked on the grass and he's lost it. Blackford's gone. He's well off the track now. Is he going to miss the wall? He does. He's off into the trees somewhere.
Battle for the lead. Sorry, Andrew. It's now the climax here, and here is Sebastian Job just trying to get past John Roberts. This is going to be the real test for John Roberts now. We're on lap number 14 of 17.
The test is also for Sebastian Job, Adam, because even if he can get past Roberts, he needs to make it a clean move because Jamie Rushworth's there and he wants to take the win away from him.
The other thing we've got to remember is Seb's not in the top 10 yet. He needs good, consistent points. Otherwise, all these podiums aren't going to count for anything. So he'll be starting on absolutely 0 points when he gets in the showdown. Straight through, though, into the final corner. Great move.
Roberts got a good run, though. Job didn't get a good run out of that corner. John needs to stay in the slipstream and he'll have a chance into turn 1 of getting the lead back. This might be his only chance to win a race in the season, possibly.
Roberts going to try and give it all he's got here into turn 1.
Late on the brakes, both men.
Rushworth's going to get them both though, and but he's going to drop down to third. A podium is still a fantastic result, especially for Engine All's Direct, where we've seen Wojciech Savidovic scoring the majority of the points for them this season. But now it's the battle between Rushworth and Joe.
Wojciech, incidentally, up to 6th place from 24th on the grid. Rushworth goes a little bit wide. There could still be a win on the cards for...
Savidovic wide, actually. Wide through that tricky left hand.
Look how close they are.
He's going to lose some room. Lost that 2 places. He's lost there. So Noculus car goes through. That was
Leo Bodnar.
Leo Bodnar. I'm sure we're going to do that 1 or 2 more times.
Michael Hall's looking for a way on Zuzov, and now look at this. It's all strung out now. Such a close train.
Everyone's stuck behind Stanimir Zuzov. Yeah, and now Paul Smith's going to try and nudge Michael Hall out of the way, but Hall's now got a good run on Zuzov as we head down to the final corner. Zuzov just planting his car in the middle of the racetrack, but now fantastic job by Hall, selling him the dummy, but it's not going to work because Zuzov's going to have to run round the outside.
And he's going to get eaten now.
Yeah, here they all come. Savidovic needs to be careful, as does Steve Hefford, as they head down the front straight. Hefford's going for Smith. Savidovic is going to go to the outside as well, but Michael Hall is in the middle, and there goes Hefford. Hefford's gone.
Hefford's off the track, and Hall's through.
Hall's through, so we finally got position change, and Smith is still in his position, but Savidovic trying to get past him now as they head down to turn 2.
Zuzov looks like he's got a little bit of damage as well, as Savidovic going through on Smith. And then Baker's going to try on Smith as well, his own teammate. Baker sideways, and he's off. Major one for Dave Baker, and he's over.
He's back onto the track.
Goodness me, Stevens. I don't know how Stevens missed him.
I think that was the look of the netcode there, I think.
Summit Point's not been David Baker's track. Last season it wasn't. The season before it wasn't. And yet again, Alex, he's come a cropper here as we're going to go on to the final lap for the leaders.
Into the final corner then, Sebastian Job doesn't get the best run, I don't think. He's just run a little bit wide. This is Rushworth's opportunity if he's got a good run out the final corner. White flag in the air, last lap in the second race here at Summit Point. Rushworth closing in just a little bit now as they head into turn 1. Sebastian Job has to defend the inside line, but then goes back to the racing line. But Rushworth's going for it. Close there.
Rushworth on the curb as he was trying to force his way through into turn 1. Alex, where's he going to do it, if anywhere?
Yeah, I think maybe into the final corner.
He's messed up turn 2 though. That's done it, I think.
Set him back probably. I don't know, I think he's still okay. Like you say, you don't really get punished through there. You can carry more speed that way.
He's thinking about it, still under braking. Such a difficult braking area though, downhill and turning slightly right. Rushworth looks like his tyres are going though, he's got a lot of understeer now.
I think that's going to be Sebastian. He started on pole, Sebastian Job in race 1, but ended up having contact with Savidovic, but it looks like he's going to take that second race victory.
Look at this battle for 6th as well. I know the leaders are coming through, but we should immediately switch to that once the leaders come through. But it is Sebastian Job who started the first race on pole, and this time started 17th, and he's going to take race 2 here at Summit Point from Jamie Rushworth. John Roberts in 3rd position. Excellent result from him.
It's all gone for Zuzov.
Wide. Yeah, Zuzov wide. Lost all those places in the final corner.
So it's going to be Smith. It's Chepelevsky that takes 6th behind Savidovic. Then it's Smith in 7th. So he started 7th, finished 7th among all that melee. Katz in 8th, 9th for Hefford. Ellis Stevens in 10th. Zuzov down to 11th. He'd done so well. He was in the top 5. And then it all went wrong for him the last couple of laps. Jeroen Kaiser 12th. Scott Malcolm 13th. Steve Walker 14th. And then into the reverse grid positions. Simon Field in 15th. Pete Newman 16th. They fought back from the very back of the grid, so well done to them. Ray Alfala 17th after the first lap crash. Colin Cunniff 18th. Jay Wright 19th. He was unlucky as well. Richard Gore in 20th. Brian Blackford 21st. Steve Richardson 22nd. Then it's Laura Bond 23rd. 4th for Steve Burke. 25th for Kevin Noon. Alex Smolensky in 26th. And then the people who aren't eligible for the reverse grid, but still everyone finished the race though, which was great to see. Von Glan in 27th, then Robert Graham in 28th, Dave Baker 29th after that big off and the roll. Kraft in 30th, Thompson 31st, Pritchard 32nd, Whitehead, Janowski, Hunt, Hoog, and last is Robert Plumley.
Crazy thing is, when you look at the times there of, from first down to 33rd, 57 seconds covers the whole field. I mean, that's, the gap generally is less than 2 seconds per car. So
Yeah,
at the end of the race, it just shows you how close it is. And there's people that are involved in accidents there that were, on their roof, and poor old Lee into the tyre barriers. So it's still only 42 seconds back. Just again, just another reminder of how close this series is.
What's quickly is becoming my favourite stat now. Only 2 cars that started inside the top 10 finished inside the top 10.
Yeah, indeed, and that was Roberts, first to third, so excellent from him. And no doubt the safety car helped, but he definitely stayed out there a long time. Well done to him. Paul Smith 7th and finished 7th.
Right.
Consistent job.
I've got my magic dice ready. I'm going to do the business.
Okay, cars eligible. Field, Newman, Alfala once again. Cunniff, Wright, Gore, Blackford, Richardson, Bond, Burke, Noon, and Smolensky.
Okay, first roll. 17th again. That's come up quite a few times tonight on the dummy rolls. 24th. 21st. Pole's going to go to
Brian Blackford.
No. Pole's gone to 15th. You get ahead of me.
We were all rejoicing then for a brief moment. Yeah, Simon Field onto pole position. That's going to do his race meeting a world of good after that contact in race 1, finishing at the back. Steve Walker 2nd, Scott Malcolm 3rd, Jerome Kaiser 4th, and Stan Mizizov in 5th.
All right, so pole position for Simon Field. So that's going to be really good. He started at the back of race 2, and he's going to be at the front of race 3. So we will see that very, very shortly here on Apex Racing TV. So don't go anywhere. We'll see you again in about 5-10 minutes' time.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
It's race 3 of the evening in the British Sim Racers Touring Car Championship, presented by Engineers Direct. It's the Pro Series, it's round 42, and it's Summit Point in the United States. Andrew Woodhouse with Alex Simpson and Adam Bath. Alex, I'll bring you in first this time. Looks like we're a bit overcast here, mate.
Yeah, it does indeed. Just looking at the track conditions out there at the moment, 26 degrees, ambient temperature 29 for the track, so you're right, overcast cloud conditions. So back end's going to be a little bit slippy. It's going to take it a lap or so, get those pressures up to optimal, but the cars will be very quick once that's the case, so maybe 1.5 seconds a lap faster than what we've seen in the previous race.
That means, Adam, that it's a task for Simon Field, who starts this race on pole position after being reversed onto it. Although it might be easier for him than some others, starting at the back of the field.
Yeah, well, let's run you through the grid for the final race of the evening. Simon Field is on pole position with Steve Walker alongside him. Third on the grid, it is Scott Malcolm with Jerome Kaiser in 4th, Stanimir Zuzov in 5th, Ellis Stevens in 6th. Stevens won race 3 the last time we were here back in season 7. 7th is Steve Hefford, 8th is Andreas Katz, 9th is Paul Smith, Pelevsky in 10th, 11th Wojciech Savidovic, 12th Mike Hall, 13th John Roberts, 14th Jamie Rushworth, and 15th our race 2 winner Sebastian Job. 16th is Pete Newman, Ray Alfala in 17th, Colin Cunniff in 18th, Jay Wright in 19th, Richard Gore in 20th, 21st, Brian Blackford 22nd, Steve Richardson 23rd, Laura Bond 24th, Stephen Burke 25th, Kevin Noon 26th, Alex Malensky 27th, Eckhard von Glan 28th, Robert Graham. Then some of the big names: 29th David Baker, 30th Daniel Kraft, 31st is Lee Thompson, 32nd William Pritchard, 33rd will be Whitehead, 34th Julian Janoghi, 35th Daniel Hunt, 36th Stefan Hu, and then 37th right at the back of the grid it is Robert Plumley. Looking at the front of the grid, however, Simon Field, it's been a while I think since he took a victory in the series. But
I want to say Road America, but I think that's too far away.
Well, I'll have a look. I'll have a look and get back to you.
Yeah, but he's a very quick driver, Alex, and Field always there or thereabouts. He almost won a title a couple of seasons back.
Yeah, he did, and you're right, he's very, very quick, so definitely got a good chance in this one. I won't say anything more, we've cursed enough people tonight. But yeah, it'd be good to see him on that top step, I think.
Well, he's won 3 times this season. He won race 2 at Pocono, race 2 at Virginia International Raceway. How could we forget that race, Alex, when when Adeko Lopez and Laura Bond got took out in the final lap, and then he won back at Silverstone, I do believe.
There we go. So we've just
we're rubbish.
Our memories are just awful.
We can't even remember last week.
Did he win one last week?
Yeah, he won last week. He won.
Did he? God,
I said we're rubbish.
Right, I quit. See ya. No, oh dear. Well,
I just want to.
Sorry about that, Simon.
Yeah, I just want to say one thing, and just really was to thank everybody for the support from that last race, because a lot of people shared that video out last week on all the social media channels, Facebook and stuff like that, liked it, and we had nearly 1,000 views on that, which is the highest the series had for well, I think for a long time, if not ever. So yeah, just if you guys could do that again, that'd be great, because the more promotion we can get, the better.
Tell your friends, tell your iRacing teammates and friends as well, and everyone that you meet, you know, just get it shared out and get the publicity up. Tell
Random
them that we're going to be
strangers.
on Motors TV as well.
Yeah,
And
that's
who,
just going to
sorry?
be random strangers.
And random
Anyone.
strangers in the street.
Stop people in the street.
Watch PSRTC, yeah. Maniacs. Pete Newman Media are on to pole position anyway, with Simon Field, Steve Walker alongside. Then it's Scott Malcolm. Then it's your own Kaiser, Stanley Miazuzov and Ellis Stevens on row 3. Just a few seconds away now from the start of the final race. Again, the drivers are going to have to be careful into turn 1 with this overcast condition. Rear tyres are going to be even colder than usual, so we have to make an allowance for that. And here at Summit Point, the red lights are on.
Green, green, green.
And the green light is on, and Field didn't get the best getaway, but he did get some good traction in second gear.
Whoa.
And off goes Kaiser
Kaiser and
already.
Malcolm.
Kaiser massively off with one of the.
He's
with
going to come
Scott
back
Malcolm.
on. Oh, thank
And
goodness for that.
There's no safety car yet.
No, Kaiser did a fantastic job of just making sure the car stayed on the grass.
Again, that's people just being too eager at the start of the race and trying to force 3 wide, Alex. It wasn't going to work.
No, exactly that. We've seen it time and time again this final race. People just get a little bit impatient. Few drivers struggling in that left-hander with the rear end as well, just getting sideways, bit of drifting going on.
Steve Walker's having a look and into the hairpin.
Andreas Katz behind him.
Someone off, that's Cunniff, I think.
Cunniff, massively off.
One of the Apex cars off and wide again as well.
Richard Gore as well, yeah, in 24th place. He's
they're
coming
all
back
checking up and hitting each other through this tricky. I think that's
Al Fowler
having a big moment, trying to hold on to the rear end.
Newman's going up the inside of the 2-time world champion.
Yeah, he is. And Brian Blackford getting involved in her as well. Blackford to the inside.
Blackford will be eager. Alex Blackford will be eager to have a go at his teammate, surely, at any opportunity tonight.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's all about, really. This race is one all, I believe. So this is the deciding one between them. Grudge match. Who's the best road racer of the night between them?
Field outbroke himself slightly, but he got a good exit out of that. He sort of straightened off the exit of the corner. Steve Walker, former race winner, Adam Brands Hatch, he won at. You know, he'll be looking to get in there for another victory. He's capable.
Yeah, we saw at Brands Hatch early in the season, I think, where he took the race victory. So he knows how to get the car done around here. We'll see if he can do it at Summit Point. They're a different kind of racetrack entirely, really, from Brands Hatch. But he's got Andreas Katz, 2-time champion, right behind him. It's going to be hard for him to hold him off. It's going to be interesting to see if Katz can get through into second place. What's going to happen with him and Simon Field? I don't think we've seen them have too many battles so far this season. Simon Field, he's come close on occasions to winning the championship. I think he might have got a 3rd place back in season 5 or season 4.
Katz looking to settle Walker. Adam, sorry, just coming out of the final corner. He's right in the slipstream.
Are exiting the pits.
He's right in the slipstream of that volatile element car, which has really good straight line speed, actually pulling away from that Leo Bodner machine with the number 1 plate on the side. Andreas Katz looking for another podium here.
Yeah, Katz, up to 3rd place really, really quickly as well. There's been a couple of little things to go on a bit further back. Al Fowler down to 32nd place. I don't know if that was contact with his teammate or not. I think it was possibly not. They looked like he was coming under pressure from further back. And then there's a couple of other drivers as well that were just exiting the pits too. So had about 5 or 6 people into the pits so far.
I'll just investigate what happened to Ray. Ray lost it going down into the hairpin and smashed into the wall.
Jay Wright and Smolenski having
a
great battle here as well. Smolenski's got the inside line in that Laser Tools car.
Smolenski through that infield section. Now he's behind his teammate Robert Graham.
Chepelevsky on
19th.
Paul Smith as well, having a little
Yeah.
look into the final corner.
And this has allowed Hefford to pull away quite a bit as we head through the final corner onto the front straight. Savidovic is going to be
Savidovic.
right with him as they head down the front straight to start lap number 4 of the race already. Chepelevsky's now
And
closing
Job.
in on Smith. That shows you the benefits of the slipstream, and Savidovic looking to the inside. Will he be able to gain anything out of this? He's trying to go try down the inside of
Oh,
Chepelevsky.
Smith just hits Chepelevsky slightly, and that allows the Englishman to go through. And Sebastian Job's there, Alex, as well, right behind, and he's now going to try to attack Savidovic.
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a grudge match. This one, I think, because Job will want to get a bit of revenge from that first race.
Into the hairpin then. Job has a look down the inside, but goes back to the racing line in the background. That's Michael Hall battling with Jamie Rushworth. Rushworth gets put to the outside line, and now he's going to be under pressure from his teammate Ellis Stevens as they head through the slowest part of the racetrack. Savidovic right with Chepelevsky now.
And through that slowest part of the racetrack, Adam, Savidovic received a little tap from Sebastian Job just to let him know he's there, but
Savidovic
Chepelevsky's made a mistake.
Yeah, great run by Savidovic through there, and I think he knows it. Chepelevsky, he pulls over, but I think he's going to be a bit too lenient because Sebastian Job, thank you very much, takes that position, and now he's going to get Michael Hall as well.
And
so
probably Rushworth as well.
yeah, down the
Chepelevsky, big misjudgment.
down the front straight then. I think Michael Hall will get the position. Oh no, Stalin Chepelevsky, he's got good speed underneath him in that GTM Mega Car. He might just be able to hold on to his position there, and in fact he sweeps across, and that's not what you want to do.
There wasn't a gap there for Chepelevsky to come back on.
Katz
No,
is
not
through
at all.
into-
He come across too late there, didn't he? Sorry, yeah.
He was
yes,
still
Katz.
alongside was
Well,
Michael Hall.
Yeah, Katz is through into second place. He's just managed to get past Steve Walker. I imagine it's probably into turn 1 where the move was done, but Hefford is now under pressure from Smith and Wojciech Savidovic and Sebastian Job. So this battle for 5th continues.
Field looking for his 4th win, as you said. Adam, there can't be many people who've won more than 4 races this season. If Field can do it, he definitely puts himself into contention for that showdown.
Well, yeah, let's just I'm just looking at who has won the most races this season on the showdown thing. Well, Wojciech Savidovic has won 8, and yeah, so he's the most race wins this season. Andreas Katz 6, Jamie Rushworth 5, and Sebastian Job our wildcard with 7. So yeah, Simon Field, he's won 3. He's in the second wildcard position at the moment, so these points will definitely help him try and get inside the top 10. And Savidovic to the inside of Smith into turn 1. That is another position gained. He's picking them off.
Smith got a decent exit though, Alex, towards turn 2, but I think Savidovic has got him covered.
Yeah, he has a little look, but just
Rushworth.
can't get alongside to make anything happen there.
Rushworth and Hall side by side. Power Maxed and Peter Newman Media. Down towards the hairpin at turn 4.
Fortunately, Hall's livery's not come through quite properly. I did load the latest skin pack in, but doesn't seem to be on there, so apologies for that. But we'll pick up on that on the next time. I think that was
I've got him on
Joe.
there as that, so
strange how it's
must
not.
be a faulty file or something, but I've
Yeah, possibly.
he's there with a Pete Newman Media skin on.
Savidovic close to Hefford. Has a look to the inside going into the final corner. About to start lap 7. And Hefford had to put a few wheels into the grass there going through the final corner. That's probably going to slow him down. And here comes Savidovic to take the position. Hefford defending the inside line, but he's moved back to the centre of the racetrack.
I thought
And
Savidovic would have taken that inside line straight away.
round the outside, he's going to have to go now and try and get a cutback possibly. He tries,
and
but
he slams.
Hefford puts the car right in the middle of the racetrack.
A bit like you channeled your inner Yoda there, Adam. Round the outside he's going to have to go. Yes.
And that didn't work.
Work it did not. Try again you must. And Savidovic, he's going to have to try and get past this time cleanly without any damage. And Rushworth is still battling with Chepelevsky through the kink. Oh, and goodness me, I tell you what, that's pretty tight in there, and he almost ends up into the back of Michael Hall. Oh, there is contact. Smith is well over and into the fence. Up on his roof.
Hefford was all out.
dear.
He got a tap from Savidovic basically. Not the first time we've said that tonight.
That's a sorry sight indeed.
And we were 3 wide going into the hairpin, and then that's what turned Paul Smith over.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a little look at that back on replay. Gone a little bit too far back. We just see him losing the place to Job there in turn 1. Tries to fight back. gets the cut back nicely, and they're alongside going through going into the left, and actually got the place back completely as well. So you run a little bit deep or something there to have lost that place. Looks like Job got a good run through the right hander.
Job's through on Hefford.
On Hefford,
Still just watching this replay back. They're checking up there. Oh, you're right. That's exactly what happened there. So it was the Leo Bodnar car just got himself out of shape, and as he was coming back onto the racing line, just come in and poor Paul Smith just put on his roof. Had to retow.
On his roof he was. So back to the pits he must. And I think he has, but he won't be coming out in time to score points, you wouldn't think.
No.
Hefford and Rushworth, the battle now over 7th place as these cars slowly get past Steve Hefford. Rushworth's the first car behind in the Power Max car, then it is Michael Hall in 9th, then Stalin Chepelevsky in 10th. So Stalin Chepelevsky, despite starting in 10th, he's been unable to gain any positions as a result of this. In fact, the last few laps he's been losing the positions that he gained as Michael Hall goes into the pits.
It's been the story of his meeting, Alex, and the last couple of meetings for Chepelevsky. He really hasn't been able to get going.
Yeah, no, not at all. I wonder why Hall's come in. I wonder if that's a bit of damage that, perhaps like a meatball or something, yeah.
Could be fuel as well, maybe, if he's not putting enough in.
Savidovic and Zuzov side by side, and they are still side by side as they head down towards turn 2. Savidovic on the inside line, Zuzov on the outside.
Rushworth and Hefford as well. Savidovic
is free.
It's a clean move on Zuzov, so that's nice from him.
Rushworth surely will get a run back here, though. He's right tucked up. No, he just can't quite get it done.
Jamie still side by side with Steve Hefford through the kink, and he's got to dive on the inside surely now. Rushworth, and look at Chepelevsky's brilliant opportunism from the Bulgarian.
So just as we say, he's losing the positions. He goes and gets one there. Brilliant opportunistic move there by... Whoa! Hefford puts 2 wheels on the curb and nearly got sent into the grass on the other side of the racetrack there. And that's now allowed Ellis Stevens to close in right on him.
He went off again there, Adam. A couple of wheels in the grass again, got him all squirmy coming out of the second to last corner into the final corner. And Stevens just says, well, have it, I think. Alex, that's the Route 1 form of motor racing, isn't it?
Yeah, I agree. We haven't seen too much of Ellis actually. He qualified well in that first race.
And here comes Blackford on Hefford. No. Brian into turn 1. He's going to take... he's got a punt from the Leo Bodnar car, but actually that's giving him a slightly better line through the corner.
Yeah, that'll work. He'll take that line for the next lap.
Zuzov off through the gravel, and that's allowed Job through.
He's a long way off. Is that just outbraking there, Adam?
He's lost a place to Rushworth there as well.
No, he
hasn't. No, Chepelevsky and Rushworth at the inside
coming
now.
Though.
Yep.
Chepelevsky a bit wide, and Zuzov's trying to hang it round the outside, but he can't get the inside for the right hander.
Must have got Jamie on that last lap as well, because they were the other way around just this one lap ago. So.
Who
was that?
That's
Brian Blackford and Robert Graham.
That's nearly on the wrong side of the course again, Alex. That's that position which you just don't want to be in.
I just want to have a little rewind of that back just for a second, because
I think he thought about going that way.
They just unfortunately they just hit each other into the hairpin.
No, it was. Did you see what happened with the Laser Tools car?
Let's do that again. Let's go back a bit further and see exactly what happened.
I think the Laser Tools car got clipped. It was Robert Graham. He got clipped from Stefan Hoog, but he tried to cut. There wasn't. They got sort of stuck together, and Graham ends up travelling across the grass at full speed, nearly clobbers Blackford.
Poor Brian had nothing he could do about that one. Didn't even see it coming.
And
I thought for a minute Robert was going to sort of go T-boning onto the track as well, but that unfortunately that will be a disqualification that far in, I think. Yes, it is. Or he's have to pit anyway.
No, he's still in the race. Is Graham? So he didn't get disqualified. Blackford.
Brian's out.
He's out. He might have been disqualified actually through incidents. I wonder. So. But that wasn't what he was wanting, and that's not what he expected from there either. As to say, his teammate, Ray Alfala, is not faring much better. Actually, Graham's come out of the pits just ahead of the two-time world champion.
sorry, battle for the lead. Katz and Field side by side into the first corner.
Oh, just behind that battle I was talking about actually as well.
And Katz is through.
Yeah, Field went very wide onto the grass, couldn't retain his momentum. Just look ahead of that. That's Ray Fowler there and Robert Graham trying to. They're having a little scrap now that Graham's been in the pits for his fast toe, Alex.
Well, I'd certainly hope the guys have had a lot of fun tonight. That was the key thing. I'm sure they would have wanted to finish a little bit higher up. Both got a bit of poor luck in this final race, but
hopefully they'll get the mug and want to come back again.
Yeah, definitely. I think they've shown themselves to be pretty tasty. I mean, like we say, this is a tough field out there right now, and they're competing right in it.
And as we all know, it's a tough car to get used to, Alex, as well.
Very. You know, I'm the first person to admit that.
Battle unfolding for 6th place between Chepelevsky and Rushworth then as they head through the penultimate corner down into the final corner. So Chepelevsky has now gained 4 positions from his starting position of 10th, heading through the final corner. Rushworth, has he got the faster car? Looks like he's got the quicker run through the final corner. Hard to see if Stalin Chepelevsky puts up a defence as he heads into turn 1.
But once you've done a reverse commentator's curse, Adam, we started saying bad things about him and he started doing really well. So Chepelevsky into turn 1. Hard on the brakes, you see those carbon discs glowing.
Good battle behind them as well. Hoog as well. We just saw that in the background. I think that's Hefford and Thompson are fighting.
Oh, Hefford's gone off, and as he just seems to do a lot, doesn't he? Really, have these little moments of just going off the track for no apparent reason. As
side by side in the background, I do believe. As it's just Zuzov going wide, and it allows Stevens through into 9th place.
Dave Baker and John Roberts as well. They were just side by side as well. Michael Hall in front of them as well.
Yeah, Roberts is now in front of Baker.
I'm really annoyed why the livery hasn't turned up as well for Hall.
Baker started 29th. He's only up to 18th. But again, Alex, this isn't a track which really favours him, is it?
No,
doesn't seem to like it that much.
You say that, he's got the lap record and still has the lap record after this race as well, so he is quick here, he just doesn't have any luck.
Then he had that moment, a moment of madness down at the hairpin, I think 2 seasons ago, Adam, when he caused all sorts of a mess down there, but he's going through on Roberts here.
Yes, he is. He's through into 17th place, then John Roberts down to 18th, but he's still in the slipstream of the Season 7 champion as they head down the front straight. And he could be having a move. He could get the position back in, just in the foreground. One of the Leo Bodnar cars battling there. But Baker
Roberts
cuts
very
across.
late on the brakes, and
Roberts is through.
Baker sees him coming, but a good move by John Roberts. That
and
was
is that Janowski that's managed to get the position as well? So, yeah, Janowski in the GT Omega car through into...
I think if you remember rightly, Adam, you probably remember this as well, that this was where John Roberts and Ashley Sutton had a really good battle, and John seems to always get his elbows out around this track and really show that he belongs in that battle.
Yeah, and he's doing a fantastic job at the moment. Even we saw in race 2 how good of a job he was doing after starting on pole in race 2, and now he's battling with Janowski, Baker, and
Whitehead. Smashing that curve.
He loves definitely. Yeah, he's been. I think another Engine All's direct car.
Oh, and again.
Yeah, and now sadly that's been slowing down. Yeah, here comes Janowski and Baker as well. Baker's going to go down the inside.
Oof. Remember though, Adam, John needs these points both for the showdown and for the AM Championship lead.
I know we're not even at the halfway point of the season yet, but the podium credits are that important. And down the front straight, as we got, that's the thing. That's just.
Janowski's going to have a look round the outside, and also Whitehead side by side with Smolensky into turn 1. Baker smashes into the curb and nearly puts his volatile element car on 2 wheels. Janowski's on the grass trying to get past Roberts into turn 2. We've got to turn left right now. John Roberts just forces Janowski slightly wide as they come through a cloud of smoke down towards the hairpin.
Smolensky.
Baker and Smolensky, 2 multiple race winners here.
Oh, and Smolensky just cuts across Andrew Whitehead going into the left-hander there, so they all sort themselves out before they get to this long right-hander. Roberts goes a bit wide through there, and Baker gets a good run, but he's just got nowhere to use it as they head through this right-left-right.
One of my favourite stats, Adam, and I think you can probably confirm this on your spreadsheet there, is that I believe Alexander Smolensky has won about twice as many races in his career in this series as David Baker has.
I'll just get that up.
And
yeah.
that's phenomenal to me, considering how good Dave Baker is. But Baker onto the inside of Janowski now. Is he going to try and make it 3 wide in towards turn 1? You've got Roberts on the left. This is going to be bad. Smolensky's on the right, on the left-hand side now into turn 1.
Oh no,
He's
there we go.
hit John Roberts slightly.
How do they keep each other on the track there? They bang door handles.
Roberts goes slightly wide and he's lost a place to Janowski. He's lost a place to Baker. Smolensky trying to follow Janowski through.
Well,
And Whitehead's there now as well. Andrew Whitehead, former winner on this circuit.
oh, Smolensky
2
turns
laps
by
to go.
Whitehead.
Smolensky's well off the track. Is he back on? Has he saved it? He
Some
has.
perfect
Good
line.
grief.
What a perfect line that was.
He saved
And he's
himself
still
half a second.
ahead of Whitehead, but I think Whitehead was a bit courteous there, allowing him back on. Final lap.
He was, but I think he was scared of. He didn't want to end his race, Andrew Whitehead. Last lap, Andreas Katz leads by half a second. Simon Field closing the gap slightly, Alex.
Or battle for fifth. Sorry.
Yeah,
Between Joe,
6/10 of a second. Svidovic just got past Walker as well, so
Into P3. That's
yeah,
a podium
Svidovic
credit.
another podium. That's going to be another little boost to his points.
Cat's going slightly wide through turn 2.
we could have a
Field.
race 3 on our hands from Silverstone when
Oh,
we thought that Hoog was going to win it.
Cat's looking a little scrappy on the final lap. It's unlike him. Field looking really, really good. He looks like he's kept his tyres in better shape.
There's a few more corners. He's just got to hold on.
Alfala there in front. Back
Rushworth and
lap traffic.
Chepelevsky into the hairpin side by side as well. Jamie's got the inside line. Chepelevsky's fighting back though.
Chepelevsky keeps that position.
Back to the lead.
Through the last corner. It's been a great race for the reigning champion. The man with the number 1 on his car has number 1 beside his name again tonight. Andreas Katz wins race 3. He wins round 42.
And just jump straight back to Chepelevsky and Jamie. Jamie can't quite get it. It's going to be a drag race to the start-finish line. I'm not sure he's going to get alongside. No, he's not. Chepelevsky takes that position.
Chepelevsky, then Newman in 8th, and then Ellis Stevens in 9th, and then is it going to be Zuzov?
Thompson.
No, it's Thompson, who got ahead of Hoog and Zuzov on that final lap. Great last lap from Lee. And then it's Hefford in 13th, 14th for Richardson. Good race from him, and a good race for Laura Bond in 15th. Wow, Alex, that was a great meeting.
Yeah, a fantastic meeting. Just looking at the last of the finishers. Ray's still out there, just finishing up the race. Fair play to him as well. He was involved in that at the start, and he's stuck with it. He's in 30th place right now.
He wants another position. He
wants to see if he can get it. Just behind Jay Wright at the moment.
Oh, he's got a good run out of the
slow.
last corner, Ray Alfala. Is he going to get 29th place on the line? It's going to be very close, but it's going to be Jay Wright who takes that one.
Just, yeah.
And I tell you what, the day that I thought I'd be commentating about Ray Alfala having an exciting battle for 27th place is has just arrived. Excellent.
Well, last car on the lead lap, I think.
Last car on the lead. I tell you what, when I know he was involved in an accident, but when a driver of that quality is down there in 28th place, you know, this is a good field. Yeah, John Roberts was saying it's his first non-finish of the season. He will score some points, but he's not. I don't think he's too happy with how that unfolded. We'll just have a look and see. Oh, he was disqualified, was he? On. Just checking the last lap, and it looks like. Oh yeah, goodness me. Yeah. It was
I'll see if I can find that in a moment.
Richard Gore crashing into Roberts on the last corner cost Roberts a lap.
Oh dear.
And cost him 10 positions. And that's the first time that John Roberts has not finished a race all season. That's 41 consecutive finishes, Adam. That's an amazing record.
Yeah, fantastic record from him, and what a good race meeting. I think 3 good races. I don't think it was as chaotic as Silverstone was a few races up last week. Results on the screen. So
we didn't expect. Sorry, just quickly, we didn't expect, did we, necessarily Summit Point to be as good as how Silverstone was?
No.
But I think it was better. I think the racing was slightly cleaner, and it was really, really excellent.
Well, let's run you through the results then of the final race of the evening. Andreas Katz took the victory. Simon Field second. Wojciech Savidovic third. Good haul of points from him for this race meeting. Fourth, Steve Walker. Sebastian Job fifth. Zelin Chepelevsky in sixth. Jamie Rushworth seventh. Pete Newman in eighth. Ellis Stevens in ninth. And Lee Thompson in 10th. 11th, Stanimir Zuzov. 12th, Stefan Hug. 13th is Steve Hefford with Richardson 14th. Laura Bond 15th. Michael Hall in 16th. David Baker 29th to 17th. That's a good drive from him. 18th, Julian Janowski. 19th, Andrew Whitehead with Robert Plumley in 20th. 21st, it is Richard Gore with Jerome Kaiser 22nd. 23rd, Eckhart von Glan. 24th, Daniel Hunt. 25th, William Pritchard. 26th, Colin Cuniff. 27th, Jay Wright. And then the last Connolly lap in 28th, Ray Alfalla. And the cars one lap down or more. 29th, Jay Roberts. 30th, Alex Smolensky. 1st, Robert Graham. 32nd, Paul Smith. 33rd, Scott Malcolm. 34th, Stephen Burke. 35th, Brian Blackford. 36th, Kevin Noon. And then the last car 15 laps down after a crash on the first lap was Neil Craft.
Yeah, I just want to echo your point. I think Andrew, some great racing tonight. All through the pack, actually. I think we missed a few battles going on here, there, and everywhere. Just impossible to keep up with everything. But yeah, great driving from everybody. And let's see more of the same moving forward. Obviously, big announcement tonight that we said at the start of the second race as well. So from Laguna Seca onwards, 19 rounds will be aired on Motors TV. So 1 hour slots, well, 43 minutes with the advert breaks. But yeah, huge for the series as well. So racers driving for $10,000, and now you'll be on TV as well. So you know, this sim racing malarkey gets you on TV now.
Yes, I just have to point out as well, Kevin Noon's not from Yorkshire, he's a Geordie. He's just reminded me of that. So that's my memory being Civ-like again. But yeah, I mean, the Motors TV is going to be fantastic. I mean, that's starting from two races again. So for those who didn't watch pre-race show of race 2, we have agreed with Motors TV to broadcast 19 rounds, I believe, isn't it? Of the series, yep. The final 19 rounds, so 57 races in a 1 hour highlights package. That's going to be terrific, and that's going to be great for the whole series, and it's going to be a lot of fun for us to do as well.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome fun, and you know, just again, we just need to thank everybody who's set that up in the background as well. So Jay, Ellis, you know, Jamie, Steve, Pete Newman's in there. There's a load of people all behind there, all working on the scenes, and then the guys that are going to be doing the highlights package as well. So Lee Thompson, James Nash, Alex Marshall. Obviously, we'll be chipping in wherever we can as well. We're doing a lot of additional stuff in the background as well now. So yeah, a lot of work goes into it, and I hope you guys are really going to enjoy what we come up with. You know, awesome for the series. I just there's no other league at the moment on iRacing that's managed to do that.
No, and it's an exciting venture for us, and it's exciting for all the teams, all the sponsors, and all the organisers as well. Adam, it's going to be fun, isn't it?
Yeah, this championship has been a fantastic one so far. We're not even at the halfway stage. Fantastic racetracks as well, and we've got plenty more exciting racetracks to come next week. I think we're heading off to Lime Rock Park. Very tight and twisty there, and the Powermax team made some headlines there a few seasons ago where their teammates hit each other. So it's going to be even harder to overtake then. I think that's going to provide just as good a racing as we saw tonight at Summit Point. And then next week, in 2 weeks' time, we have a return to Laguna Seca. We were racing there last season.
Yeah, Alex's favourite track.
Yeah, I don't mind it now. You're okay. I've done forced to do a few races there, and yeah, that really made the difference, I think.
Yeah, I think it's the same with Suzuka. I was just sitting in the VLN helmet, which I didn't like it, and then I had to do a race in it in the roof a few weeks ago, and I didn't think it was that bad.
It's a very nice track. I mean, it's got a good flow to it. Some good very, very challenging corners. It's another circuit, Alex, where there's no runoff areas, there's no real get out of jail free cards, is there? You cannot make mistakes in that setting.
No, not at all. Like you say, yeah, it's probably worse than here as well because it's sand and gravel everywhere, isn't it? So, yeah.
All right. Do we have any drivers available for a little chat, or are we going to go for a little break before our post-race show? What are you thinking?
Yeah, I think let's just go to a quick break. Whenever we'll be back, we'll try and get someone for a quick interview, and we'll sort out some of the random comments that are just creeping up on YouTube as well. Right, we'll be back in just a second.
Welcome back to the post-race show from Summit Point Live on YouTube. Andrew Woodhouse, Alex Simpson, Adam Bath. So Adam, what's your main takeaway from that evening then? Such a great racing meeting, all three races. Was there anything that stood out to you?
I mean, a great performance in race number was it race 2? Hang on, let me just get my race results. So race 2 by hang on, come back to me on this one. I'm just trying to get the results up. John Roberts, there we go. John Roberts in race 2. That was probably my stand-up performance of the race meeting. In fact, it's probably the only performance that I didn't curse during the entire evening.
I'm going to be really cliched and say that Andreas Katz was the man. I mean, he did 34th to 8th in the second race, and then the last race, of course, he went on to win. So I think, Alex, I mean, should we have a word with him, the reigning champ?
Let's see if we can get him down here.
Oh, we've got Andreas Katz here, sorry about that. Andreas, welcome to the commentary box. Great final race win.
Hello guys, thank you.
How difficult was it tonight, especially in race 2 when you had to come through from nearly the back of the field? Summit's not the easiest place to overtake, is it?
Not at all, and I was just waiting in the Prost style to the others to crash, and I went through and went from 35 to 8, I think. So it worked very good, but it was hard on the tires today, which I did not expect it before.
Take us through that last race then. Started, 8th, and won the race. What was the hardest part about that race in the overcast conditions?
No, my set was not that good in the first and the second race, but it was very good in the third race. So I had not many slides in the first two laps, so I could pass on the outside even in the first corners. I think I passed 3 cars, so it worked pretty good.
Next week we head to Lime Rock Park. It's almost just as narrow really as Summit Point, probably almost just as hard to overtake.
Lime Rock, it's Stelian's favorite track. I know that we did races there, I think 3 years ago. Oh, that will be very crazy. I'm sure of that.
Well, last time we had elite Martini cars hitting each other into turn 1 and all kinds of chaos going off. It's a very fast circuit, Andreas, and also a lot of right-hand corners. So the tyres are going to have, you're going to have to maybe get creative with the setup to try and preserve the tyres.
Yes, setup will be very important, and then what I found out today also, you could see it in the, I think it was first race when I followed Wojciech. I could not follow it all in the last 5 laps, so when less fuel and the tires went away, so it was really, I think it will be the same next week, yes. Sorry for my bad English.
Alex, have you got anything for Andreas before he goes?
Yeah, no, just to really say congratulations and well done. We'll see you next week. Sorry, I was just in the background trying to organise a little interview with some other drivers there as well, so I do apologise.
Yeah, okay, thank you, and see you next week then, guys. Bye.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks, mate. Andreas Katz there, the man with the 1 on the side of his car, the Season 8 champion. So go on then, Alex. Who have you been power brokering with?
Well, I was just trying to get a quick word with Ray. I think Steve said that he would pop onto TeamSpeak to do it, so I've just sent Steve our details over there on TeamSpeak. So there's a chance that he might pop in. So we'll just stay connected just for a minute, just in case he can get himself on, and Steve can send him over the details. But if you are watching she's just about to jump on. So guys, I'm just going to mute myself from here for a second and head on over there, and we'll do I'll do a quick little interview with Ray. If you guys want to jump on to TeamSpeak, you can jump in. Right, good second, guys, just while we organise this. Takes a second just for us to switch between commentary channels. I don't know if Adam's going to jump over. Yeah, we're just getting everyone in. Slow process. Waiting for Adam.
I think we've got both. I think we've got Ray and
we've got them both jumped
Brian
in
in there as well. So.
Just waiting for Adam to jump over. Here comes Adam.
There he is.
Right, we're unmuted as well. Let's grab them both in. Gentlemen, welcome to Apex Racing TV. Glad to have you here. First question up: did you have a bit of fun out there tonight?
Hey guys, how's it going? Yeah, that was a blast.
We don't often see you on the road circuit. We know you can do it. Obviously, you were in the DWC back in the day as well. I think. Did you run was it the IndyCar series?
Yeah, it was IndyCar in 2010 and the Formula 1 in 2011, and then I pretty much focused on oval since 2012. So I haven't done much road racing in the past 3 years, but it's a lot of fun, and I've never been in a series or a league with this many cars like this. It was pretty amazing.
It's quite amazing, Ray, that until you actually get into a race in this series, you don't realise exactly how mental it is. And I mean, take us through your evening. I mean, you qualified. You just missed out on getting through to qualifying 2, 16th on the grid, and then you had a pretty eventful first race with some good battles.
Yeah, the first race kind of started mid-pack. Had a lot of setup help from Ellis Stevens. and kind of just rode around 15th, 16th, and at the end of the race, the car in front of me was pulling away, and the car behind me falling back. So I kind of just finished 13th, and some people crashed in front of me, which helped me gain spots. I'm trying to remember this. Oh yeah, the second race there was big crash, lap 1, got hooked in the right rear, and then went to the back and was able to get back to 17th after that yellow. And then the third race, used a new setup, and it was very loose, and I wasn't used to it at all, and I kind of lost it coming down the hill. And I just kind of turned it straight into the tires to not take. I think I would have taken out Brian, my teammate. So that's good I didn't do that. But then I came out like 3 seconds ahead of the leaders, and I tried to stay in front of them, and I just barely did. So that was pretty cool. I was kind of figuring the car and the setup out at the end. So I look forward to running more of these races. If I have the time, I definitely like to run more.
Do you think racing on the oval side helps give you the spatial awareness to race in these touring cars?
It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't hurt. If anything, what helps the most is being in a full-bodied car. The oval series is totally different from the Formula One series, for example. There's pretty much like no crossover there. But this is very similar to a stock car on road courses. So, and just like we were mentioning earlier, the 37 cars in the field. That's just awesome.
There were 45 last week when we were at Silverstone, so
wow.
it can get even crazier than that. We're hoping. Alex was telling me we're hoping for 60 cars when we go to Spa-Francorchamps. So if you want to get involved in that madness, feel free to join us. Ray, we were mentioning on the broadcast before as well that we've actually just secured a deal to get this series on cable TV here in the UK. So. It's onwards and upwards for us, and
that sounds great. I mean, this series. I've been in a few leagues, and I've never actually been, I don't think, in a strictly road course league, and not with touring cars or anything. And we're so busy with the NASCAR side pretty much all year. And I was first contacted by Ellis like over a year ago to do this race, to do these races, and I just kept putting it off, and I finally said, okay, fine, we're gonna pick a date and we're gonna show up. So, and I'm very glad we did, because that was a lot of fun.
Of course, these guys are racing for $10,000 as well, so privately generated prize money there. So a lot of entry fees, some sponsorship and things like that as well. Pretty amazing. I don't know if you're aware of that as well.
Yeah, I saw that. I've been reading the league website and whatnot, and it's very impressive what they have in this series, and I think even the top series can learn a lot from just the structure and how professional everybody is on the track.
And Brian, just to catch a word with yourself, mate, you had a lot of fun out there. Got absolutely smashed in that last race, though.
Yeah, that last race was going really, really good. I was so proud of myself running 13th, out of all those cars, and I know, I was fortunate to be in that position, so I was just trying to hold my ground. I wasn't necessarily like trying to push really hard to gain up more spots, but yeah, that somebody got pushed off in a really hard braking zone and into the grass, and then they kind of KO'd me. But up until that point, that race was going really good, and I was having a blast, the whole time. I honestly think that this is more like NASCAR than Formula One cars are on road courses. So
we've raced at Pocono this season. We've done oval race at Twin Ring Motegi as well, and I think you guys would have definitely got stuck into that, because it was a lot of close and fun and hard racing as well.
Yeah, I absolutely love the racing. I was throwing some blocks there, just one direction down the front stretch, trying to hold my ground, but then people would outbrake me because I just have no idea what I was doing on the brake pedal, really. Like, these guys got it completely figured out, and I don't know if I could ever win a race in this series by any means, but I feel like I could really, be competitive, just good enough to run mid-pack, and that's good enough for me, just as long as there's close and hard racing, and just running like 25th or whatever. It seems like those guys are just as capable as winning any given week as the guys running up front. It kind of depends on your setup and how well you adapt to the track. And I'm just impressed with the competition level. It's remarkable what you guys have put together, and I'm kind of blown away. I never thought I could have this much fun in a road course league.
A lot of those guys as well who you were battling with down in about 25th place at times. A lot of them have won races in the series and have challenged for titles as well. And it just shows how competitive this league is. But I definitely urge both of you to go back and watch our broadcast as well and see if you can pick yourselves out on there. Alex, did they get much screen time there?
Yeah, we give them a fair bit. It's fair to say. I was hoping that you guys were going to have a big old battle in that final race for the honours of the night. 1-1 it was at the time, but
we were going to, and then I found the tires.
Yeah, I was hoping to give Ray a bump there, but didn't quite get around to that. But maybe next race.
We said you were going to try.
Yeah, I did want to give a shout out to the Warwick Scott family. They are founders of the Wendell Scott Foundation. Unfortunately, they had Miss Mary C. Scott pass away just a couple days ago, and Wendell Scott was an amazing race car driver back in a pretty tough era for his race. He was an African American, so I just want to give our thoughts and prayers to those people, and we had that on the car this evening for you guys, this afternoon for us. But it was an amazing time, and I really got to thank Ray for letting me in on this action. I think he got the invite originally, and somehow I was able to get in. So hopefully we'll be able to do more as Slip Angle Motorsports and get some of our other teammates out here, and it'll be a good time.
Well, you guys are welcome back anytime you like. I'm glad you had a good time tonight, and hopefully we'll see you down the road, boys.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We look forward to looking at the broadcast. Had a fantastic time, and I look forward to doing more of these.
Yeah, thank you guys, and shout out to team owner Lisa Pineda. She's watching live right now, so thanks to her.
Yeah, good luck, both of you, for the second half of your Peak Anti-Free series as well. Kicks back off next week, is it?
Correct. Yes, at Kentucky.
Yep, and Ray's second in points, and I'm up to 6th in points, which is my best ever at this point in the season.
I'm looking forward to how the weather change is going to affect things. So that's probably not been announced publicly, and I'll get shot by Shannon later. But yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
I've got to actually, just quickly before you guys go, I've just got to get your opinions on something, because last week we saw a video come out. Dynamic track surfaces, that must be something that really excites both of you.
Well, it's going to be the biggest thing ever in sim racing if it works correctly for myself, and just oval racing, and how much oval racing relies on tracks changing more so than road. On road, there's apexes, and you kind of just have to hit that apex, and if you don't hit it, it's kind of, you're out to lunch. But on the ovals, it's all about different grooves and track rubbering in and all that. And if we're finally going to have that, I think it's going to be a huge game changer. And that video had me just dreaming of the future. So I can't wait. If that's coming later this year, or even for our series next year, that's going to be incredible.
Yeah, be sure to tune in.
Alright, so the races as well. NASCAR Peak Anti-Freeze Series will be broadcast on iRacing Live for the remainder of the season. Thanks very much, guys. Brian Blackford and Ray Alfala.
Thank you. See you guys.
Cheers, boys. Well, Adam, two great guys, World Championship drivers in their own right. Sound like they had a lot of fun out there.
Yeah, it did, and it's good to see the oval drivers transitioning over to the road courses, and looking like they had did a good job, but despite not really finishing that high up, they were close to in the reverse grid positions. But hopefully we do see them, and probably before the end of the season once again, maybe when the Peak Anti-Free series finishes.
The thing is, we mentioned it on the commentary as well earlier on, that we know how hard it is to jump into this series and be on the pace, and for those guys to just do that in such a big field. I mean, even since we were driving last, Adam, the field has just got, it's just got so much better, and
Yeah.
But for them, Alex, to be in the middle, I think is pretty good. It's very respectable.
Yeah, absolutely. We said it, when we're talking to them, they were competing with race winners and people that have been having a shot at the championship, and any given week they could be up there in the top 5, still fighting around those places. So, just, like I say, they're just extremely competitive, and I'd be interested to see them come back at some different tracks. And we'll have to try and work with Illis the next time we hit an oval, so we put them in their comfort zone. They won't be able to shine us too much on the setup with the Kia, mind you, but still they could show us what it's all about.
Indeed. And on that note, I think we're going to leave it there. Boys, it's been an absolute pleasure. It's been a terrific evening of racing. And we'll be back right here on Apex Racing TV for rounds 43, 44 and 45 from Lime Rock Park. And then it's the first round on Motors TV the following week from Laguna Seca. So, is there anything else you guys want to finish off with?
No, just really want to thank everybody for tuning in again. Don't forget to to do all the goodness, share it, tell everybody about it, like us, comment away as well. That all helps just to make it that little bit more public and whatnot. So let's just try and get the footage and the footfall up through this series as well. Hopefully the motors will drive more traffic to it, and more and more people will be interested in the series. We can get a few more sponsors on board as well, and just try and ramp it up for, dare I say, season 10.
And really enjoyed the racing tonight. Another swing to the pendulum in terms of the championship. I'll be off for the next 2 weeks, off on holiday, so hopefully the racing at Lime Rock and Laguna Seca is just as good, and I'll be back with you guys as my calendar updates the next round, which is probably in Montreal, I do believe.
Excellent. So Circuit Gilles Villeneuve awaits as well. It's going to be brilliant there. Thanks everyone for watching tonight, and thanks everyone for your continued support. We do appreciate it so much. From all of us here at BSR and Apex Racing TV, we will see you next week at Lime Rock Park.
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
the outside, contact made, 56 slides it at a 4, who's going to be at the stripe, dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.